Guess what? I have my power suit on for you today. Welcome back to day number 21. And I honestly haven't learned 21, but I'm just going to try to put it together. I'm guessing it's this, because this was 20, so maybe this is 21. I should really just look it up. I don't want to disgrace sign language. I'll be right back. Okay, so it turns out I was way off. It's 21. And today just felt like a power suit day. I told you like in the first week about my power suit, and I said I'd save it to the end, but I feel like day 21, that's 3 weeks of yoga, so we all deserve a power suit day. So put your power suit on as well. We are going to learn body rolls today. So body rolls are just fun. They feel amazing. And we're going to do a couple of things to warm up the spine before we do them. So that's going to be kind of our peak thing at the end. And then everything else you've seen before, we're just going to work on opening up our thoracic spine and then go into body rolls. So let's go. Okay, let's go ahead and start in our child's pose position. So knees nice and wide, taking a seat on your heels, and then sliding your hands all the way out, bringing your forehead to the floor. And just breathe for a second, and you can come up to your fingertips and your arms. And then release your hands back down, full palm on the floor. Imagining really opening your rib cage as you inhale. Diaphragmatic breathing. And let's go ahead. Coming up into a tabletop position, we're just going to do a couple of cat-cows to get that wave-like motion. So remember, anytime we do a cat-cow, it is first hips, spine, chin. So we're going to first exhale, tuck your hips, round your spine, and try to tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, sticking your butt out, sinking between your shoulders, but pressing the ground away. Look up. Already practicing that wave. Hips, spine, chin, exhale. Hips, spine, chin, inhale. Couple more on your own time. Don't worry too much about your breath. It's more ideal for you to exhale when you tuck and inhale when you look up, but as long as you're breathing, that's all I care about. So just keep breathing through the nose. Even if you're off the rhythm, it doesn't matter. Let's do 2 more of each. And that wave-like motion. 1 more. And last inhale. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Okay, from here we're going to do a good old faithful thread the needle. So left hand to the center of the mat, press the ground away. Inhale, take your right arm up, but try to go as far over that right shoulder as possible and breathe. Try to touch the ceiling and over and breathe. And release. Send that right hand through the whole right shoulder, right ear on the ground, and then taking the left hand overhead on the mat. And really imagine that the top of your right hand is glued to the floor, and then imagine pulling away from it. And breathe. Those big belly breaths, allowing your rib cage to move. And let's go ahead, bringing the left hand back by the face, pressing the ground in the way as you inhale. Take that right hand back up to the ceiling, going over that right shoulder, over, and release back down to the ground. Same thing on the other side. Right hand to the center of the mat, press the ground away first. Inhale, take the left arm up to the ceiling. Trying to go as far over that left shoulder as possible. Touch the ceiling, breathe. And release, sending that left hand through the hole, bringing your left ear, left shoulder on the ground, and then right hand comes up overhead. And again, imagine the top of your left hand is glued to the floor and then pull away from it. Breathe. Full expansion of your rib cage. And release your right hand back down by the face. Press the ground away as you inhale. Take that left hand back up to the ceiling. Over that shoulder more. And exhale, release that hand back down into the tabletop position. From here, we're going to leave our knees where they are. Again, we're going to go into a cult classic, going into our puppy pose, nose to the ground. Really allowing yourself to open up your shoulder joint with your thoracic spine, maybe coming up to your fingertips, maybe bringing your chin to the ground, maybe your chest to the ground. Breathe. Beautiful. And core tight as you put your weight into your forearms, shift over into a plank, and then lower down onto your stomach and take a little nap. Just kidding. No. Bringing your hands out into a T position, and then we're going to bend the right knee as we take that right foot over the left side of the body, really opening up the chest a lot here, a little spine twist. You can bring your right hand behind your body for a little bit more, or you can leave it in front, doesn't matter. Just try to open up that hip as we stretch out the pec of the hand that's on the ground. Breathe. And slowly release, going to the other side. Tee off your arms, making sure that you're all the way on your stomach. Bend the left foot, or bend the left knee, and take that left leg over the right side of the body. And breathe. And again, you can take that left hand behind your body for a little bit extra twist, or you can keep it in front. It doesn't matter. Just breathe in the twist. And release the left hand back down to the ground, slowly releasing the left leg back onto the ground. And then bringing your hands by your armpits as you come up into a low cobra. So engaging that upper back, shoulders are rolled back. So imagine trying to pinch your elbows together. And release, forehead to the ground. We're going to go up again, press up into that low cobra, pinch your shoulder blades, pinch your elbows, lift your hands, try to stay here. And release. We're going to do one more. Engage your legs here, press the tops of your feet into the ground. And coming up for our last low cobra, lift your hands up. See if you can stay for 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. Release. Beautiful. And then press back onto your knees, making your knees as wide as the mat again. And then coming down into our child's pose. Breathe here. And staying in this child's pose, but we're just going to walk our hands slowly to the left. As far left as you can while keeping your right heel still on your, keeping your right sit bone still on your right heel. Breathe, opening up the right side of the body. And then slowly take your time walking your hands over to the right side. Same thing, keeping your left hip on the left heel, opening up the left side of the body. Beautiful. And we're going to go ahead, bring our hands back to center. And then we're just going to press up into our tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Press the ground away. Sit your hips back over your heels. And slowly start to straighten your legs in our first downward dog. Breathe here for a moment, pressing one heel down to the ground and the other. And then from here, bend your knees as much as you need to walk your hands to your feet, hanging in that forward fold. So keep a bend in your legs. I want to make sure you can see me right here. Make sure we still have that bend. Kind of let your chest just chill on your thighs. So bend as much as you need to do that. And then you can grab each elbow and let your head fall, but keep your eyes open, that way you don't fall over. And just breathe here. If you want a little extra, you can put your fingertips on the ground as you bend into one knee, straighten out the other. Ooh, just play with how that feels. Maybe it's not for you today. Doesn't matter if it is or not. Breathe. And then you can grab behind your heels and pull yourself a little bit closer, keeping your chest on your thighs. So bend your knees as much as you need to keep your chest on your thighs. Hold your heels and then slowly straighten out your legs, but keeping your chest on your thighs. So wherever is your stopping point, like right here. Just breathe. Chest on thighs, pulling away, getting your hips up to the ceiling. And release. Bend your knees. Place your hands onto the ground and step back into that downward dog. Beautiful. Pressing one heel down to the ground and the other. And now we're going to learn our waves. So make sure your hands are shoulder width apart. I don't want them super far out here. Bringing them shoulder width. Making sure your fingertips are spread very widely, and then as always, press your fingertips into the ground and then make your knuckles buckle. Buckle your knuckles. And then from here, we're going to come up onto our tippy toes. And then we're going to tuck our chin looking at our belly button. And then we're going to shift our weight forward into a high plank. And back. We're just going to start with that one, okay? Back into that normal downward dog. Tippy toes. Tuck your chin, looking at your belly button, shift forward into a plank, and back. Breathe. And let's do it again. We're going to add on. So tippy toes, take a look at your belly button, tuck your chin, core tight, pressing into that forward plank, and then bend your knees, stick your butt out, and move your chin away from your chest as you press back. So let's try again. Tippy toes, tuck your chin, core tight, plank, and bend your knees, stick your butt out, bring your chin away. Let's do 3 more before we put our knees down on your own time. Tuck, forward, bend, back. And you can close your eyes and really get dramatic in it if you want. 1 more. And when you're ready, drop your knees down to the ground. Sit back onto your heels, arms extended. Child's pose. And breathing here. Body waves, always, always, always bring that body temperature up. Make you start sweating. Just breathe. And we're going to do it 3 more times. So 3 more waves, and then we'll be done. So let's come back up into that tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, making sure your hands are shoulder width apart. Press your fingertips into the ground, buckle your knuckles. And then knees are hovering. Press your hips back and going into our downward dog. Now remember, in downward dog, we're pressing the ground away, so engage your arms here. And then we're going to tippy toes, core tight, tuck your chin, round forward into that plank. Bend your knees Stick your butt out, chin away from chest. And 2 more. Close your eyes. 1 more. And drop your knees down to the ground. Sit back into that child's pose and just breathe. Beautiful. And slowly walk your hands all the way back up. Whew. And that's it. Okay, that was it for day number 21. I will see you tomorrow for day 22. And as always, I don't know what we're going to do yet, but I do know what we're going to do for the very last day. And to give you guys a hint, it's a challenge that I love to challenge people on. So if you've been following us for a little while, then you probably know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't been, then you might need to go back and check some things to give you a heads up what's coming for the last day. So I will see you tomorrow.